Pleasure to be joined, Humboldt All-Axess, by Dr. Nick Pettit, Athletic Director for the Lumberjacks. We're talking year 3 now? What is this for you in your tenure?
Starting year 3.
Tell me about year 3. How does it feel? I mean, I know for the folks here on campus, it's nice to have the stability that you've brought.
Yeah, I think there was 7 ADs in 7 years. That's the number I was getting before I got here. So, excuse me. Now going into year 3, you know, things just progress differently in year 3 than they did the first year. You know, first year I got here, you know, I was hired a men's basketball coach on day 1. It's just things flow a little bit differently on year 3. You're looking at the big picture and really, what can I do as the athletic director to support our coaches and our student athletes and ensure that our student athletes have a great experience, that we're working hard out in the community, and that we're competitive on the court or on the field, and making sure, you know, academically they're getting the support that they need to be successful. So, you know, you're always looking at those key things and evaluating, you know, what we're doing well, what we need to do better at, and ultimately, you know, bringing the department together and let them know, hey, you know, I made it through year 1 and year 2, and it's kind of like, when's he leaving type situation. And just because they've been through so many different athletic directors and you know, over those years. So just getting to know you know, after you've been here a couple years, you know people in the community, and you know how to find yourself around town. So really enjoying the experience here, and there's just fantastic people at this university, and it's truly a privilege to work here.
Well, let me ask that. With that said, so do you want to be here? Is this a long-term home for you?
Yeah, I do. You know, I was 12 years at San Diego State and 7 years at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. The other Cal Poly. So yeah, that's kind of my track record. I like going to a place and digging my heels in a little bit and really working with the great people that we have around here to keep us moving forward in a good direction. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it here. It's a great place, beautiful, and was actually able to play a little golf with you over the summer. That was nice.
He's got a nice swing. Our game needs some work, but you know, from Lions,
a little rusty.
A little rusty. What are the biggest things as you get into year 3? The next steps you want to see this department take?
Yeah, really good question. I always say that you win with people. So whether that's the student athletes that you bring in, so recruiting and retention of those people, and then staff, supporting them in what they do. And we went through a little restructuring. You know, elevated Mike Herbert and Amanda, the deputy ADs, and they have sport oversight and supporting the rest of our executive team, so we can be the best catalyst of support for our coaches and our student athletes. So that's a big part of it, and keeping us moving forward in that direction as far as supporting the students.
College athletics has completely changed over the last 4 or 5 years since you were at San Diego State, even since SLO. You said retention. How has it changed, and how do you retain student athletes these days in 2025 when the landscape is totally different than it was in 5 years ago?
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that's really healthy about Division II athletics is you don't get as much of the NIL stuff. It's focused on balance and really getting that well-rounded education and having a great experience participating in your sport. So some of those, you know, I guess stressors we don't have as much. Now, portal is real at the Division II level, so you get a little bit of that, of course, but a lot of the other things center around NIL, and we don't have to focus too much on that at this level, which I think is a healthy thing.
Absolutely. Now, the first hire you made was a basketball coach, and your latest coaching hire was a basketball coach. Tell us about that process, and then obviously finding a guy that I think everybody's excited about, whether it's an alumni or community, David DJ Brown.
Yeah, super excited about DJ. His golf game may be a little bit even better than mine, but
not with the scooter.
Not with the scooter.
If he beats us with the scooter,
not with the scooter. Yeah, when you go through these hires, you have to look at what's needed right now. And when I came in, you know, being brand new, one day on the job, Chris Tiff provided a lot of the stability that program needed at the time. Right there were some things that went on in the men's basketball program, and Chris, he was cutting the teeth. He had the experience. He'd been around to a lot of different places, and it was it was a safe bet at the time, somebody with his amount of experience, that I knew he could come in and know how to run a program. So DJ coming in, he has a breadth of experience as well. He's a lumberjack. He's from here, and that makes a big difference. I knew. So the second, hire for men's basketball, I want to make sure they're, somebody that could come in and engage with the community on a high level, and that happened right away for DJ. I mean, it was a natural fit, right? And he had been around, has some great experience, and I knew that he was ready to come in and be a head coach and take over this program, and it's showing. He hit the ground running when he got here. Obviously, had to fill a whole roster. I go out there and watch them practice. They look really athletic, and I just got, when you hire a head coach, you haven't seen them coach necessarily. You can pull up film and stuff and see how they act on the sidelines, but it wasn't until recently when they started practicing I was able to go out there and see him in his element and watch him teach. Our coaches are some of the best educators on campus, and when I went out to practice and saw him teaching the sport of basketball, it was really impressive, and I was like, I'm so glad that DJ's here, and he's just a great fit for the department and the community, and really excited to see what they can do this year.
It's going to be a fun season. I got a lot more questions, but we're out of time. So until next time, Dr. Nick, Athletic Director, Pettit, always a pleasure.
Thanks, JB.
Back with Kevin Johnson after this.